Hello everyone, this is Cody, your dear loved engineer. Welcome back to Python Plus. Now today I will show some more advanced stuff. That's the reason why it's called Plus. We all learn more every day. I hope you're hearing the rain too much. It's raining pretty heavily these hours. Yeah, but we don't let us disturb our mood. I really like rain, I must say so. If you never tried rainymood.com, just do it. Today I will be talking about list comprehension. So list comprehension, oh, that's a sexy tool incoming, is something which is helpful for building up lists. It can also be used for building up dictionaries in Python. And this is happening a lot in the language. I use it a lot, and usually you use it a lot too, because you very frequently just wrap up some lists. Now, how to do this? Well, what's it about? Usually what you do is you have an empty list, then you have some iteration about, I don't know, something. You do some action, I don't know, here we take it by 2, and yeah, you just append the value of I. And as you can see, yay, it worked. So we have 4 lines here, and what I want to do is actually I want to make this only 1 line, and I want to make it more readable. And this can be done very easily, so you just initialize the list, but it is not empty. And this is the most important thing, is in this bracket comes the list comprehension statement. So yeah, you just put in the for statement for II in range 5, and what will actually be put into the list comes in front of here. So please put in my list II times 2 for II in range 5, and as you can already see, it's very readable. The syntax is very clear for me, and much more shorter, and you gain a lot in contrast to this formulation. So just run it, and as you can see, yay, it worked. It's the same as before, and we have it much more readable. Now you can also do let's do it this way. We have our loop again, and yeah, let's say if II is even, yeah, then just append it. Here it is, and what I wanna, this is modulo, by the way, if you don't know it. It's very useful for testing about even division and something like that. And yeah, as you can see, woo, it worked, 0 to 4. All the even numbers of our iteration. So what happens a lot is usually you have an if statement, and you just append under some condition. And you can also do this with list comprehension. So in this range, we just put in II for I in range 5, and the if statement comes behind. So please put in this list II for II in range 5, but only do this if II modulo 2 equals 0. Okay? And as you can see, whoa, it worked. Awesome. There's also one more level I want to show you here, because what you want to use it a lot is, let's say we have a list, and somewhere in this list is a string, yeah, so you have this list, for example, from parsing a file, I don't know, and somewhere you have a string inside, and you want to throw out the string because it annoys you, so you want to filter. And what you can do is you can just check for whether the entry in the list is a string. No, we put into the entry for entry in my list. So we just iterate over this list up here. I wanted to show you already the next feature. And yeah, but only do this if it is an instance, multitasking failure string. or better said, if this is not an instance of the string type. So I will repeat, please put in my list each entry for entry in this list, but only do this, please, if this entry is not an instance of string. And this is really, really readable. And as you can see, it filtered out the string. And this is one of the most frequent usage. Sometimes, yeah, okay, not the most frequent I'm using, but it comes up a lot. Very, very useful. There's more. There's a second if statement you can use. You can, for example, say, please put in II if II modulo 2 equals 0. And then you can also use else, I don't know, put in none for II in range 5. So what does this mean? We have this if statement behind, only appends if it is fulfilled. And in the front, it's kind of like when you want to do a conditional computation. Okay, so please put in II if II modulo 2 equals 0, else put in a none, please. So we know it is uneven, this entry, like a placeholder. And yeah, just iterate over the list. And as you can see, all of the uneven entries are none. So this is everything about list comprehension. Now you can also do this with the dictionary. Note that you have to, I don't know, let's make it II times 2. You have to do it in such a way that, yeah, you can need this double quote here, and then you can just do the loop statement for II in range of 5. Yeah, and as you can see, it's also working. We have 0, 0, 1, 2, 2, 4, and so forth. So this is also working for dictionaries, and this one was a little bit hard for me to figure out, but you have this if statement here. So in the rear, it's pretty clear. You only append into this dictionary if it is something conditional. It's the same as up here. But how does it up here work? And this was a little bit of a brain breaker. Yeah, you can do II if II modulo 2 equals 0, else we use II times 1000. And then you can also do once more an if statement. Yeah, let's use just the same, because I have absolutely no clue what to put in here otherwise. Yeah, I used it also for some filtering, like above here, usually, like filtering through a dictionary in range of 5. Here we are. And as you can see, yay, 0, 0, 300, 2, 2, 100, 4, 4. So you can also do conditionals for every one of the key and the value entry separately. Or you can, like I said, a conditional append, do it in the rear. One more thing where I use it quite frequently. There are two functions. Let's reset this, which I like to use. So let's say we have a list of booleans, okay, true, false, 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 okay? And there is a function called all, and you can put in, and it will check if all are true, okay? And it says, of course, false, because only one value is true. And there is a second function which is called any, and it will check if any is true. And you can drop in the list, and it says it is true because one entry is true. Now, you will wonder, why am I showing you this? What is my interest? And here is the really, really cool stuff I like about Python programming, list comprehension, yay. Such a list breaker. You can just do, yeah, you can check something For example, you can check if is instance, I don't know, entry, comma, int for entry in some list where we have these numbers here, okay? And it says true. And this is really, really useful when you, for example, you have a function and you want to assert something like please assert that all of these entries are of type integer for all the entries in this list. And this is really this is the most frequent usage of me, I must say so, because I'm doing a lot of these assert checks in front of my functions, and also when it's throwing, you can read this line and you instantaneously, you don't need an error message, you don't need it. You instantaneously understand what's going on, because in the past I was always still giving an error message, but ever since I use this syntax here, I don't need it anymore. And maybe I should show you a contrary example where you get a mistake, where we have an A here, for example, and then it says assertion error, so it throws an error because there are not all entries were of type integer. So use this. This is really, really, and it's helping your code a lot. It makes your code readable. It's much more useful and utility style. And please don't underestimate. If you look at this line, like in 1 year from now, you will instantaneously know what is going on. You don't have to check what is the loop statement doing. It is readability 100,000% nice. So please use this. This is one of the most awesome stuff I've ever encountered in my Python life so far. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening, and see you next time.